morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, or whatever time frame you're listening to this in. Welcome to another episode of the Velvet Revolution with myself, Ben Rice, and my good friend Dave Noble. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Yeah,
See you, man. Yeah, thanks for asking. Um, did I take you off guard there?
a
Did
little
you?
bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
all right.
pressed record and then told me, and I wasn't. I don't know why I wasn't ready,
Are
but
you ever ready?
never quite ready for what's
Yeah,
going to happen, what's
yeah.
going to unfurl as we start a conversation.
Mm, yeah, I mean, I'm all right. I feel all right. I feel like I might bring the word back vanilla again. uh, um, yeah, I feel been doing a lot. Been a lot going on, you know.
Yeah.
Life stuff, really good, good blend of everything. Yeah, swimming, ocean swimming, which has
Is
been
it not
great.
really cold?
Um, this time of year it's the warmest because you know the logic behind it is because the British waters aren't exactly tropical, but we've had the warm weather, the summer season,
Uh-huh.
which has heated the ocean. It's going to be the warmest it's ever going to be. Is at the end of summer season going into autumn.
Okay.
So autumn is, in theory, the warmest the ocean's going to be in this country, in this
Okay.
part of the world. So yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's doable. It's doable. Um, I do throw in a bit of a mix up. I'm not just going in. I'm not one of these bareback swimmers. Is that the right word? I don't know.
If it's not, it's quite a good image.
Bareback
So
swimming.
yeah,
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 it's a vibe. Commando swimming. Is that a
yeah.
thing? Skinny dipping.
Skinny dipping. Yeah. You
Yeah.
you are wearing a costume of some sort, is what yeah, is what
Yeah,
you're
I've
getting
done
towards.
we've got nudist beaches down here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's common knowledge to everyone, but it is to locals. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of nudist beaches down here. So some locals won't be too accommodating to people that aren't from around here because they want to just, do their naked lunges in private. But um and cream up without anyone watching. But
Okay.
um but um Um, I've participated in a bit of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
on two occasions, I think. I've dared to do it.
Okay.
It's quite liberating, actually. Have you ever
Yeah.
done it? Have you ever done it?
No.
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 You fancy? Would you do it? Would you do it?
Um, it's not screaming at me at this moment in time.
Yeah. It's not sort of like I feel like it's a very personal journey, stripping off your
Okay.
clothes and getting on a public, not
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're public beaches. A lot of them are pretty wild and off the grid kind of vibes. I've shared about this before on here, I think, I'm sure I've mentioned bare buttocks on the rocks before. Not my bare buttocks, someone else's bare buttocks.
Okay. I mean, I can't remember, but I may have blocked it out. So
Yeah, you might have done. But why am I talking about all this
I've
anyway?
got no idea. You went into swimming and then went on to nakedness straight away.
I don't know. Is that you always say this, a fraudulent thing, isn't it? Maybe there's
Mm.
something in this that I need to look at. Or maybe not. But yeah, so ocean swimming. Oh yeah, because I was talking about I wear garms, like I
Mm.
wear I've got like, little booties, some mitts,
Oh, okay.
and a little vest, like, thin 1 mil vest with a hood, and I've even got some thermal hot pants sort of type things that go under my swim shorts.
Okay.
And it's just right. It's just takes the sting out of any like first initial entry of the water. And then
Uh-huh.
once you're in and it's like shoulders under and head under, it's lovely. But we've had some storms, and there's a spot where it's really wild, but it's really safe. There's not really a lot of drag, rips, nothing dangerous that's going to pull you out or under. So I went in to that, and it's so liberating to be really in the wilds of that ocean. I always talk about it. I love it. I really feel so. so enriched by being part of that nature,
Hmm.
being one with it. I love it. So I've been doing that. Went for a lovely walk with someone yesterday, good company, good friend. Um, so I had that. Yeah, top. I've got a topped up tank. Works not to overload, but it's very rewarding. You know, I'm proud of doing what we do. This, we do this. This is great. I look forward to these, and they're very cathartic. So yeah, I feel good. I feel tired as well.
Okay.
I don't know why I feel tired. Maybe it's seasonal. Yeah. Anyway, that's my check-in.
Okay.
Yeah. How are you?
How am I? I am. Yeah, my shoulder is still really bad. I think I talked about that last week. But yeah, I've basically lost sort of a lot of mobility in my right arm, and my shoulder is just really sore. Um, and it's affecting my sleep because it wakes me up because if I move, it hurts.
Mm,
So yeah, that's really bugging me because it really felt like at the end of the summer that I turned a corner when I was like, right, got rid of the wound, got rid of the ingrown tail, and got a bit of diabetes. But it was all like keeping stuff in check, and yeah, it's just frustrating that I think but I also think it's my relationship with myself and with my body is I'm not very good at being in my body, and so now I'm it's something I've got to reconcile, and it's definitely part of the journey I'm on over the past couple of years is actually going. I'm all right actually. So yeah,
yeah. Can I ask you a question? Right.
go on.
Um, what I checked in with about my. I'm always banging on about it about my nature immersion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, being part of the wilds. Like, I know you love it as well, but how much of you do you do it a week? How much are you in it compared to, what's your balance?
I think that could be part of the issue at the moment is because my arm is sore. I'm not walking.
Yeah.
I have got a lot of nature around me. I could go and be in more nature.
How your arm? I know your arm's sore, but how you're not walking? Your arm's sore, and because of it, you're not walking. How is that? I'm trying
Well,
to.
it's because I'm tired. So
Ah,
rather than thinking when I get home from work, I'll go for a walk and sort of blow
yeah,
out the cobwebs of the day.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's more like, oh, I'm exhausted, I'm in pain.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just want
yeah.
to lie down and see if I can, yeah,
Recoup a little bit.
yeah,
I just had an image of you, like, I don't know why, just scurrying around like, some horror film on all fours, you know what I mean? Like a crab.
yeah. That's exactly how I walk. So yeah, that's probably why my shoulders knackered.
So it's not that. It's not
No,
you've not been overexerting your crab walk with your
no. But I went for a big walk yesterday. I met up with a friend in town, and we
mm,
we went from yeah, we walked all around West London, and yeah, it was really lovely to see them and hang out with them
mm.
and just walk around. We found the underpass that they filmed Clockwork Orange in.
Really?
That scene where the four of them are coming under the
Yeah.
underpass. That's
What?
Wandsworth roundabout.
You're joking.
So we'd kind of got yeah, we'd tried to go to, is it Compton or Crompton Cemetery in West London? It's an old Victorian cemetery.
Crompton.
Brompton.
Brompton. Sorry,
And
not
it was
Crompton.
closed. So then we ended up walking from there, and we just couldn't. Every time we tried to cross the river, it was like we'd found the wrong bridge. So
Yeah.
we went to cross the river, and it was a railway bridge. So it was like,
Yeah.
oh, so we ended up walking all the way down to Wandsworth, and then across Wandsworth,
No
and
way.
my mate said, "Oh, I think this is the roundabout where they filmed Clockwork Orange." And we checked it on our phones, and yeah, it was. So we went down and hung
Did
out in
you
the
start?
underpass and
Did you
did some
start?
posing.
Yeah. Did you start trying to harass like old pensioners that are walking through it and stuff like
There
in the
weren't
film?
any around to harass. So yeah, no, we didn't have our jock straps on. So
Oh no. I watched that film with a very, very he's known within the world of I'll just say it. He's called Phil Mogg. He's the lead singer of a band called UFO, which is a huge band from the 70s. They're
Okay.
like a cult band, like rock band. And I grew up with his I was very good friends with his son and his daughter.
Hmm.
And they're my mates, they're my mates, right? And I watched Clockwork Orange for the first time around his place. Which was in London. It's quite hedonistic. Um, and it was in a very early stage of my sort of journey of hedonism. And what a great um, rite of passage to be with this sort of like rock god. Anyone that knows him might agree with me, knows the band, but like, yeah, rock god. They're very Spinal Tap-esque. I
Okay.
don't know if that's offensive to the band UFO and any fans, or Phil Mogg himself, but um, um, yeah, that I watched Clockwork Orange. I'm not going to go into it, but it's quite hedonistic watching it. And I remember that scene, the underpass scene.
Yeah.
The whole film's quite disturbing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not yeah, it's not an easy watch or I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a very yeah, really dark film.
Do you think that do you think that it's sort of like um it's kind of like when was it made? 60s?
It
No,
must yeah, I reckon
late
60s.
60s, tail end
Yeah.
of 70s. Do you think it was ahead of its time, ahead of the curve? Do you think it was sort of like, is it kind of, do you feel it's got that kind of wink towards society's, downfall, the collapse of society and people in it? Because, kind of similar to the Joker film made by, what's his name? The more recent one.
Um oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The one with
The
Joaquin
good, the
Phoenix.
good one.
It's a good one with yeah.
Not yeah, because he kind of does a wink to that as well, doesn't it? Similar
We
thing.
yeah, we were talking about the film. Have you ever seen the film Network?
I've heard of it.
It's
Oh yeah, the old film where it all
yeah,
falls apart and he has a meltdown. The
and he sort of
presenter.
believes he's like the Messiah and
It's
stuff.
so good that
Yeah,
film.
yeah. And
Yeah,
we were talking about that. So it's interesting you have it's almost exact same conversation because I said, oh, it was so is the word prescient? It's like it's sort of ahead of its time. It
it was
sort of
ahead of the
predicts the
curve. Yeah,
future.
it,
Yeah, yeah.
it
But
absolutely predicts how TV's gone.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But Matt I was with, he just sort of went, but that's what was happening at that time. He said, I don't
mm,
think it was ahead of the curve. I think that's what was happening in the society at that point. It was reflecting what was happening. It's just, it's still happening. And it's
it's
still
always
happening.
happening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's always happening. That's the
That,
thing. Like, yeah. Sorry,
so
go on.
yeah, so that sort of breakdown in the same way Clockwork Orange, you sort of say, oh, it
Mm,
seems even more relevant now. But I think it's always been happening,
yeah,
which I think
yeah.
is really interesting. Is to say, we sort of think we live in this really violent time that everything's so dark and bleak. But
It's
when Anthony
always
Burgess wrote that book, I mean, the film was released in '71. I don't know when the book was written, but you think that must have been going on in society at that time for him to have reflected it in the book, and then for Kubrick to have done it in the film. So
so when I watched that film and I said I watched it with I just, said how I watched it and how I came across it. I hadn't heard of that film. I
yeah,
just was there at this situation with who I said and I just rolled with it. And I believe we were, yeah, just, social commenting on the film as it went. And it was all very, um, far out, man. And, but anyway, I actually do kind of now I'm sort of just recalling that experience of me watching it for the first time and how it made me feel. I'm not sure how it made me feel at the time. I can't really put my finger on it. I just know it did make me feel it was unnerving, put it that way. Paranoia, I would
yeah,
say, right? And
yeah.
and obviously I said hedonism was part of that. So but I feel like I was quite naive at that age when I watched it because I think I was about, I don't know, 16, 17, top 16, I think, when I watched that, right, in that
Yeah,
situation. And I think I was quite naive at that point to how fucked up society and everything can get and how, I was quite naive. I think I just didn't really, I wasn't really switched on in the way that I'm switched on now, where I'm just more self-aware and more, because I'm more self-aware, I'm more aware outwardly, if that
Hmm.
makes sense. Do you know what I mean? I feel like my world was very small at that age. I think it is for
Yeah.
everyone, isn't it? And I couldn't really
Well,
connect to, oh, is this real? Is this really, is this just a mirror of what society is like
yeah,
outside of this room?
yeah. But I think also back then, like watching Clockwork Orange back then, I mean, it was banned.
Was
It
it?
was, it, yeah, it was banned for a period of time.
Oh, fuck.
Kubrick didn't want anyone to watch it. And uh, I think back then, so these things like these, to watch something like that was quite a big deal. Like someone to have got a copy of it, and I think thinking of other sort of like dark sort of horror films and stuff back then, sort of films that were banned and were sort of forbidden.
Yeah,
And I think that's the difference now. Now, if you want to work Clockwork Orange, you just type into YouTube and you can probably watch the whole thing. It's
yeah,
more available
yeah.
than it was back then. For us, it was kind of like that sort of, oh, someone's told me I shouldn't watch this, so I'm going to go and watch it. It was like the forbidden fruit.
Yeah, a bit like Spit on Your Grave and all those sort of films.
Yeah, yeah,
Again,
exactly.
I was subjected to that film. So similar thing. It was very hedonistic. I was, yeah, mind-altering substances. And anyway, um, I just had something come up for me actually about that scene in that film, Clockwork Orange,
Hmm.
where he's got his eyes
Yeah.
open,
Mm.
with the, what do they call them? It's like can't think what they'd call it, like a brace.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like yeah, and they've
Yeah.
got his eyes wide open, so he can't
Yeah.
blink, and he's forced to watch them images.
Yeah.
And they're sort of programming him, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it's quite a powerful sort of
Yeah.
thing if you think
Yeah.
about it, because if you look at how we live now, it's kind of like symbolic of how we choose to engage in life now, and
Yeah.
that powerful image of his eyes wide open being subjected to all this content being put on him.
Mm.
It's very symbolic of our
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And look what happened to him,
Yeah.
what it did to him.
Yeah.
So it's very symbolic.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mic drop.
So yeah, there you go. Bare bottoms, bare buttocks, and Clockwork Orange. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's how our weeks have been. Yeah.
Mm. So you're feeling a little bit debilitated because you've got the shoulder, the arms out of action. Um, Probably not doing so many things that you want to do. Again, there's I see that there's season one. We're just sort of say season one, the first lap
Yeah.
that we did of the A to Z. We started to land on, there was the, yeah, the tail. Then it came into, we came out of that and it went into the diabetic thing. And now it's coming into this.
Yeah. I do feel like it's becoming sort of Ben's ailments show.
It's
What?
okay. No,
Yeah.
no, but this is like, I feel like this is really an incredible thing, because what we're capturing real time and what we're recording is exactly what we've set out to do, which is just getting real.
Yeah.
And look, if I have stuff comes up, I'm gonna talk about it,
Yeah.
and you're just doing it, and that's what makes you. To me, I'm inspired because this is the sort of thing that people don't. This is what we're set out to do. We're walking it,
or not.
or not? Yeah,
On all fours.
yeah.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. So I salute you for
Yeah, thank you for that.
just for getting real, basically,
Yeah.
about how you feel. And you could easily just step and go, you know, how you feeling, Dave? Yeah, I'm feeling great. How you feeling, Ben? Yeah, yeah, feeling great. Okay, let's crack on.
Yeah.
What's all that about?
Yeah.
Pointless. We are
On
not that show. We are
on
not
that,
that. We are not that broadcast.
yeah, yeah. On that, we've had some feedback. We've had some commentary one of the platforms. We talk about, yeah, on Spotify where we where our podcast
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
And so Blaine has written a really lovely comment about one of the episodes here. I just want to read it out. He's talking about, it says, absolutely enlightening. For 90% of my 53 years, I've struggled with that sense of self. I was so painfully shy as a youngster. It's my belief that I absolutely, in capitals, disappeared behind a mask, one of bravado, sarcasm, the proverbial joker, if you will. Why wasn't I happy with people getting to know the real me? I don't know. But this podcast series is certainly helping me to uncover that. The TVR is certainly revolutionary. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Dave. So that's beautiful bit of feedback there from Blaine. Thank you so much for that, sir. And yeah, it does. Yeah, like you're saying, it's what we're trying to do is be as real as we can possibly be without incriminating ourselves totally, and and talk about, yeah, talk about what it's like to be a human person alive in this at this time in an age. So yeah, that's really lovely. So thank you, Blaine. I hope you're doing well.
Wicked. That's awesome, man. Love it. Yeah, nice one. Nice one for that, Ben, for reading it out. Nice one, Blaine, for feeling like you could be asked to fucking write something.
For joining the
I,
revolution.
yeah, I always say that. It's like for anyone that's listening, if you can be asked to sling us your comments, we'll read them out. This is what it's all about. It's about group hugs, coming together, man. Me and Ben have a group hug. We turn up regardless. It's all about just turning up for ourselves, man.
Yeah.
It's what it's all about. It's just getting real. You know, if you don't feel great, you don't feel great. But it's great to feel not great in community or whatever. You know what I mean?
Don't feel great together.
Yes. So that's great. That's truly uplifting. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Yeah.
All right, let's should we crack on then?
Yeah. We're on the letter E, I believe,
Okay.
aren't we?
Yeah.
And it's your turn to pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sure about this? Because I'm starting
I'm
to
sure we
really.
did this dishonesty last week, and it
I'm
was the letter D, and it was my turn.
okay. Then I'm going to trust your. I'm losing track of it all, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm losing the will or the enthusiasm or my mojo. I'm just letting it slide a little bit. I'm normally really on top of it all, and I haven't paid attention. I'm sorry, teacher.
we're getting
Um,
we're getting too confident in our ability to just,
okay, so we're on E, right?
yeah,
And I've got a pick.
yeah.
Right, so let me get the list up. It's so disorganized. We go through this every time. Or is it just me when I have to do it? Is it just me? Am I?
No, I felt last week I felt very disorganized, but we
Oh,
did pick dishonesty rather than disorganized. So
okay, all right. So look, I've got the E's up, right?
yeah.
E for uh,
I watched Top of the Pops, a
you go.
rerun of Top of the Pops on Friday, and Ebenezer Good was on there, and I
E's for Ebenezer Good. If you anyone that's listening, if you were there, let us know. What a fucking time to be alive,
mm.
eh? Ebenezer. Right. I was going to say E for ectoplasm. Is that a word?
It's
Is that how you say it?
ectoplasm, isn't that? Is
Ecto.
that Ghostbusters?
Yeah,
Isn't it?
yeah. Is it
Yeah, yeah,
ectoplasm?
yeah, yeah.
Should we have that on here? Can we do an episode on ectoplasm?
We can do. It's a little bit left field. I don't think it's a sensation or a fit. Oh, is
Well, it
it?
could be, yeah. If you got
It's,
slimed, how have you been? Like Ben, how do you? When was the last time you got splattered by some ectoplasm? You can interpret that how you freaking like, mate.
yeah.
Right? Okay, I'm gonna crack on with the ease. Um, okay, here we go. You
Go.
ready? Escapism. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
egotistical.
Mm-hmm.
Empathy's already done, redlined. If you haven't heard that episode and you feel you need to, go and check it out. Enable. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
evasive. Envy, erratic. Oh, I do like them sort of words. The ones that sound a bit, it looks and sounds like it's what it is a little bit, doesn't it? Or is that just me?
Yeah, yeah, I get it.
It's that whole neurotic,
Yeah.
psychotic, erratic, manic. I don't know. It's just anyway. Elated, exaggerate, excessive. Oh,
I love the enthusiasm you're putting into this list here.
embarrassed, elusive,
Uh-huh.
mm, expectations, euphoric, Ebenezer, and esteem. Oh, there's probably more. Anyone
What
got
is
it?
enthusiasm on there?
Um, hang on. No.
There you go. Enthusiastic. There you go.
Why is that not on there?
Don't know.
Do you want to add it or shall I add it?
I can't type because of my right arm, so
Oh God. Uh, yeah, I'll let you off. I'll do it. I've done it. It's good. All good. Right. Enthusiasm. Yeah.
hmm
Okay. So that's on there. Oh man. Right. Oh, there's some nice ones on there. I mean, I could do them all. Enthusiasm, enthusiastic,
hmm
unenthusiastic, escapism. I feel like we've covered that loads. We don't need to do that, I don't think. Not today. Not on my watch. Egotistical, that always comes up, doesn't it?
hmm
Unempathy. Enable. Mm, I don't know. Mm. Ah, I'm sort of landing on enable at the moment.
Okay. What's your thinking behind that?
I don't know. Let's do enable. I just feel like I need to do enable. For some
Okay.
reason, I feel like we need to do enable. So I'm going to redline that. I don't know why. Maybe I just felt overwhelmed with the choice and just landed on enable. I don't actually know, but we're going to do enable. So, Ben,
Yes, Dave.
what does that mean to you?
Oh, straight away, uh, I am thinking about being enabled, us enabling someone to do something to us. I, I feel a little bit like it's almost related to boundary, which I think we did a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? Did we do boundary for this round? And
We
or
did,
did
I
we do
think, yeah.
unboundaried? I can't remember.
I don't know.
But I think for me, enabling has a negative connotation in that I sorry, it feels like you 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 are allowing someone to do something they shouldn't. But I guess there's probably two sides to it. I think I'm looking at it from a negative perspective, in that enabling is somehow negative. But I'm sure you can enable someone to do something positive too.
100%. Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah. It's perspective.
Yeah, yeah,
Always comes down to it.
yeah.
Um, because it is like I'm going to enable this to happen, or
hmm
I'm going to enable this person to have this opportunity to do this,
Yeah,
or and that could be and that's good or bad. That could be good or for good or bad,
yeah,
you know. So it's not just perspective; it's your motive.
yeah. And for me, there's a sense of power in it as well. There's a You are giving away power or giving someone power to do something. So
Hmm.
there is automatically a hierarchy to it, uh, and I guess it's whether you use that power for good or for evil.
Yeah, I just had a an image of, I don't know why, mini me. I do know because you went evil. Little mini me. And what's the character called? The two characters. Mini me. What's his,
Is that Austin Powers?
yeah,
Yeah.
what's the baddie called? Who's Mini Me's little compadre?
Oh, I don't know. Can't remember off the top of my
Uh,
head.
Doctor Evil
Doctor Evil.
and Mini Me. Is that it?
Yeah, could be. It's
Okay.
been a long time since I've seen any of those Austin Powers films.
They're great films, mate. Make me die. Um, okay, I've picked up the book of words.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I feel compelled to bring that into the mix to get my head clear with this. Now I know how enable. I'm very well versed in enabling
Okay.
in the act of doing it, and in I'm very well versed in participating in what enabling is.
Okay.
I've been the giver and the receiver.
And is it always something you're doing for someone else, or is it also enabling yourself? Like, can you enable
Oh,
yourself to do something?
there's so many payoffs to enabling.
Okay.
I can get really into this, man. I've got to be careful what I say. I really have, as always. Right, enable. I'll answer that in a minute.
Okay.
Enable. All right. First example, provide with the ability or means to do something. Right, it's a bit obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Second example, make possible.
Yeah.
I think this is not so much of a revelation. And then third example here, enabled, adapted for use with a particular application or system. Hmm. So the example is WAP enabled mobile phones. So we clear on what enable means.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So, I could give so many examples. Um, Let me think of one. Um, okay, right, here we go. Let me try and explain. My formative years,
Yeah.
I I think I said it with the what I talked about with the when we were talking about Clockwork Orange, watching that film. And I
Hmm.
was 16, right? So I'm going to rewind back to 16. This being me talking about my former self at 16. And I was saying that I don't think I really had a broad outlook to reality.
Right.
Yeah. My world
Hmm.
was very small. My mind was, I think it's a bit of contradiction because I think I always had kind of like this expansiveness of imagination and creativity,
Hmm.
vast well of it. It was very infinite, abundant. But I was disconnected. So it's contradiction. I had it. I had like a deep well of creativity, imagination. Everything was possible. If someone said you can't do that, I'd be like, why not?
Hmm.
Of course you can. But my confidence dwindled, self-belief dwindled, my self-worth, all of that was diminishing at that time in my life. Self-belief, when you don't feel like you've got, you know, the courage maybe or the strength or the ability, which I have in abundance today.
Hmm.
And I did have it then, but I just was disconnected from it. I was lost. And my world felt very small because of it, but then it was a contradiction because I knew that there was more. But I just felt like I couldn't attain it, right?
Right.
Now, what I was saying about Clockwork Orange is that because my world was very small, I couldn't connect, couldn't because I was disconnected, I couldn't join the dots that oh, is this really what's going on in the world? It was very insular. It was very sort of like I could only see just in front of me at any given point, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Um, and I was very self-absorbed. I think as a teenager, you are like that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
You're very sort of self-centered,
Yeah.
like big world and other people, and the political landscape and culturally society, all of that. It's like it doesn't matter because right now it's like I'm doing this, and nothing else really matters, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Now to so I've set the scene, right?
Mm.
For anyone listening, I don't know if you relate to what I'm saying. Maybe if you don't directly relate to what I'm describing and how my world was in them former years, maybe it's how you feel now. Maybe
Yeah.
you didn't feel like that when you was growing. Maybe you feel like that now. I don't know. Or maybe you recognize that in a son, a daughter, or a friend, or someone that
Mm.
that it's like, oh, what you're describing, I see that in someone else, right? But that's how I felt. And why is that? Well, I've said it. I felt disconnected. Why did I feel disconnected? Well, I'm doing certain things. I mentioned hedonism, right? So I was smoking a lot of whatever I get my hands on, really.
Hmm.
Hashish was very much a thing
Hmm.
back then. And so smoking copious amounts of that. And I was doing other things. I was experimenting with the art of chemical enhancement, right? And so that enabled me, there we go, there it is,
Hmm.
right? That enabled me to develop uh, a strong sense that this is what I've got to do now, right?
Right. Okay.
And I'm just latching onto this as an example of how it relates to me. Right now, did anyone put a gun to my head? No, not that I know of. Right. So why am I allowing that to happen? Do I recognize that what I'm doing is got detriment to it? Because it did have. My mental health, I was disconnected. My self-worth, my confidence. Maybe some people can relate to just them base um, things that I'm talking about. Feeling a little bit anxious. Well, not a little bit. I felt greatly anxious. I was having panic attacks, so I was very anxious. Um, I felt overwhelmed, ill prepared to deal with life. So for me, how I relate to enabling is I was enabling that dysfunction and mindset and way of coping to flourish, to permeate. Is that the right word?
Permeate.
Permeate,
Permeate.
cultivate, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. No one put guns to my head. All right. Now, then you bring into the mix my environment, right? So let's set the scene. The people that I'm around, right? Are they the people that are going to say, Dave, yo, you know, uh, because I always say this to the young mavericks when I'm, engaging in helping people. It's like, the environment you choose to put yourself in is very integral to
Hmm.
the outcomes that you experience. You know, if you want to hang out with, you know, people that just want to read books and talk about what they're reading and da 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 da, then you're probably likely going to find them people in some sort of library or bookshop or bookstore or you know what I mean. You know what I mean
Hmm.
by that. If you want to be in a kind of very sporty, enthusiastic lifestyle of sport and fitness, then you're probably likely gonna excel and have more of a chance of doing that if you are in those sort of environments.
Hmm.
Join a club, the gym, whatever, the track, the training ground, whatever, etc., etc., etc. And if you're hanging around being hedonistic, so there's some enabling going on there.
So, in terms of that enabling, would you say you were enabling yourself to be around the hedonism, or would you? I mean, I think this is part of the thing with any sort of addiction, any sort of hedonism. You're always going to put the blame somewhere else. You're always going to say it's someone else's fault. It's not mine. You're taking responsibility for any of that. So is the enabling? Are you enabling yourself by finding these people? Are they enabling you because you're there hanging around with them? Or are the substances or whatever you choose as your addiction of choice, and we can run through, there's lots to choose from, and they don't all involve substances. Is the substance enabling you to be something? So there's loads of different nuances of enabling there,
Yeah.
and I
Mm,
yeah, I think, yeah. Sorry, I'm good. Yeah, I asked you that question, and I started to
that's all
unpick
right.
it.
Yeah, no, you're just thinking out loud, aren't you? Trying
Yeah,
to process it. I just think that the only thing what I've learned is what's my part.
yeah, yeah,
That's the only thing that I really truly can take accountability for, my part.
yeah.
I can't blame. It's no blame or shame. I can't, it's not like I said, no one put a gun to my head. Am I choosing to, you know, I've talked about this loads on it before, I think, you have a choice. Even when you think you don't, you do.
Hmm.
But why am I choosing to participate? Why am I enabling this to continue? Why do I not recognize that I need to pull myself out of this? And sometimes there is, look, I work with a lot of situations where there's a lot of enabling going on.
Yeah.
And it is interlinked. We did do boundaries just not so long
Mm.
ago. If you haven't listened to that episode, it's uh yeah, B for boundary. Um, I think there is like a brother sister relationship between, you know, boundaries or no boundaries and enabling. Because
Yeah.
what I see, I've got to be very careful. I'm talking about myself, my own experience, right? And I did name some people that I was around at that time, and I'm not saying that, it's not their fault. There's some, it's rock, it's rock and roll, man. It's like, like, what do you expect? And it's really great. And, they're really lovely people. They're not bad people, and there's no harm done. It's just like, but there's a lot of situations that I have to participate in. I can't possibly go into details about it. Where one of the things I come up against when I'm trying to disentangle people and extract them out of a really dysfunctional situation is there's a lot of enabling going on. And some of that enabling is coming from people very close to the people,
Mm.
whether it's a manager, yeah,
Hmm.
we could go on forever about that in the music industry
Yeah, yeah.
or any other industry. Where there's people that what's the motive? Why are you allowing this behavior to go on, right? And then there's like it's questionable, you know, like um, and then sometimes it could be family members,
Mm.
but and it's all about just awareness and what's my part. That's all I can control because you can try and challenge the enablers, and it doesn't go down well.
No, because they don't see that
Yeah.
there's an issue.
So it's not to say you can't work with that dynamic, but everyone's got to take accountability and own it
Yeah.
and say, oh, right, yeah, I see I'm enabling. I'm enabling this situation to flourish. I need to stop this.
Yeah.
And it's very rare that people can have the humility and the honesty and the conviction to get real about that because
Yeah.
people don't like getting called out.
Yeah, there's also I think part of the part of why addiction is so seductive and why it's so easy to get consumed by something is because it enables you to be a certain way. It opens up the sort of the good feelings. It opens up that positivity that you think cannot be obtained through any other means.
Mm,
Like there is that part of it is there isn't you know there's a reason why people become addicts is because it's quite good, it's quite fun, and whatever your addiction of choice is enabling you to be outside of yourself, escape yourself, whatever it is that you're running from. There's that part of it's enabling you to be the version of yourself you think you want to be,
mm,
and that takes a lot of humility and a lot of pulling back the layers of the onion to go right. I actually, what's at the core of this? Why am I enabling this to happen? Why am I doing this to myself? And as I said earlier, it's very easy to blame someone else and go, well, they've done this to me, and that's their fault. And it's
mm,
where where you can actually take accountability and go, yeah, okay, I made that choice. I could have not gone out tonight, or I could have not eaten that type of ice cream, or I could have chosen to make different choices. And it's very difficult to be that reflective and be that humble, I think.
yeah, yeah, I agree. I concur. Yeah. This is like this is a big one. It's a big one because it's about getting real,
Yeah.
you know? And I just started talking about hedonism and chemical experimentation and all of that stuff. But at 16, it was like that. I mentioned who I mentioned. I mentioned that just in relation to watching Clockwork Orange, I said it was hedonistic. But to get it into, for everyone that's sort of clear, including the people I've mentioned, it was it was amazing. I
Mm,
loved it. I loved that time. No matter how disconnected I felt from, like, that's with hindsight, looking back. Now I'm the man I am now, the person I've become. Looking back, I could see I was struggling at that time. But when I was actually there in that moment, it was like I was living a dream
yeah.
because I'm with good people, my dear friend, friends, yeah, and their dad, who's a
Hmm.
bit of a legend, man. And like we was walking around we used to go around Camden Market, and people would be like, "Oh my God!" like and spot and want to, you know, give them loads of adulation and that because they're big fans of theirs. And like it was amazing. I was like, wow, I felt really. It made me feel quite special. I felt quite special. Felt quite, that I was lucky to be with these people and to share that sort of buzz. It was really exciting to me. It's like an introduction to that sort of how that world is, no matter how
Yeah.
minute it was. And it was amazing. I'd do it all again if I could because it was at that age, at 16, walking around Camden Market with like these sort of like old school legends. They're not like globally known to loads of people, but to the people that know who they are, they're a big deal, man.
Mm.
I felt really like, yeah, I'm with these people. It was great. It was really, really, as a 16-year-old, it's truly amazing. I loved it. It's epic, you know? And I think that's what it's like. Sometimes we're just in the moment. And I was like, well, this is all that's going on in my world at the moment.
Yeah.
And that's it. But it's not until we transcend those times and then we look back that we might recognize or not that we might have been actually there was an undercurrent. I was actually struggling with my mental health at that time. And I was in complete denial over it. So that's how it's sort of like, I don't know, it just inspired, like not inspired, it evoked me to when I chose the word, I thought, right, I just had to cherry pick something to use as an example, and that's what I chose,
Hmm.
you know, and enable and what come out of it, how can I link, what is enabling to me, you know, is it coming from, is it other people that enable us to do good and bad things, or is it, do we have the power to do it ourselves? Like, put it this way, flip the narrative. What life do you want, people? Right? Are you happy with your lot? Right? Or do you feel like you could do better or you want more? Right? Okay, so what are you waiting for? You know, are you waiting for someone to enable this to happen? To provide this for you, or are you going to go out and do it for yourself? You know? Is it just going to land in your lap? And if something, I'll just figure it out, something will shift, something will happen. Or are you going to start to, you know, put the boots on, start digging, you know, and tend to your garden? I'm not going to get into that again. We've done that with one to death, but are you going to grow your garden? Are you going to enable your garden to bloom?
Well, I guess in the same way that you are able to look at people in your life as enabling you to do something, you are also going to use that excuse and say other people are not enabling me to do something. So
Mm.
there is a weight there where you're like, when can I actually enable myself? When can I take control and do the things that I know are good for me,
Yeah,
regardless of any external factors?
yeah, yeah. Right, exactly that. Right, exactly. Now, I feel like what we're talking about is so significant because we can feel like things get hardwired, right? Yeah, like really deeply entrenched behavior and ideologies. Yeah, core beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Core beliefs. I think most people will know what that means, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to insult anyone's intelligence. Core beliefs. I didn't really know what that meant, core beliefs, till I started to learn about it. What are my core beliefs? What are your core beliefs, people? Drop us a line. But like, are they accurate? Who's enabled yeah, you to live your life thinking that, I watched a show the other day. It's Lives in the Wild. I love it, right? Mr. Fogel, I love you. He's such a beautiful person. I think he's a lovely, gentle, soft, kind, genuine. He's not in it for the glory. He does it because he loves people and he wants to help people. And
Mm-hmm.
his show is freaking brilliant. So big up Mr. Fogel and Lives in the Wild.
I've never watched that.
Oh man, you're missing a
What's it
thing.
on?
It's on
BBC.
it's on one of the platforms, mate.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on five. Uh, yeah, there are other streaming. There are other. There's plenty, plenty. It's not the only one.
Yeah, yeah. There's hundreds. Yeah.
Yeah, it's lots. Take your pick. Yeah. And I watched. I love it. I love watching it. I love it. Right. And there was someone on there. Oh God, I've lost my train of thought, man. Why was I saying that? I can't remember. It might come back to me.
Because people were making choices. They were making healthy choices. They were.
Mm, I don't know.
Uh,
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff on there, man. I feel like one of the common themes on there is people are they feel for whatever reason that they need to change. So I was talking about core beliefs.
Oh, there, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And it's really common. That's it. That's where I was going. Right. Okay. So what I saw was there was this woman on there, and she really had. I mean, I've seen a lot of people with some really low self-esteem.
Hmm.
No self-esteem. I was one of them. She was up there with, you know, she had such a really low value of herself, low opinion of herself. And of course, brilliant Mr. Fogel, as beautiful a man as he is, he held the space for her to sort of just make her feel comfortable enough. He's not monopolizing on people getting vulnerable. He does it in a really beautiful way, only when they're ready, and he won't push it. And that's how it's a beautiful process you see over the episode where he'll connect to them. He'll form a connection so they feel like they trust him, and then he's not going to pull it out of them. They normally just give it to him what he needs, what they need to share. And this person was just so crippled with low self-worth, and it's the core beliefs that they've been put on them. That's what they discussed, is where are these beliefs coming from. And she recognized, well, it's my childhood. When you're told you're a piece of shit, to shut up, to go and you know go away. What message is that telling you in life? And she was like, she was quite an elderly person that had lived all her life for them core beliefs, that she's not worth it, and they're hardwired. So my point is that you know that's the enabling process from early life. That conditioning that we always talk about. I know I always bang on about it. You know, it's like that programming is hardwired. These core beliefs of what I tell myself and how I live and how I choose to think, act, and behave and feel. Right. So why am I allowing that to continue if it's at my detriment? You know,
But at what point would you say you had the courage of your convictions? What point would you say you really nailed down what your beliefs were? I mean, if I asked you now what your core beliefs are, you, I'm guessing you would be fairly confident in saying, I don't know, two, three values that you hold close to you.
bareback swimming.
Barebacks.
Um, yeah, that'd be one of them. I feel
Yeah,
like everyone should just
yeah,
get naked and go ocean swimming
swimming.
or river swimming, lake swimming.
So whenever you get faced with a challenge in life, you're like, right, I'm just gonna go naked swimming.
Yeah, very liberating.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Liberation. There you go.
but jokes aside, yeah, my core beliefs are very much, have developed, and I've enabled myself to educate, to learn, to change the narratives.
So do you think you like could you think of a time, well, you've already been, talking about like when you were young and those unhealthy beliefs or unhealthy core beliefs, so that, you're living in this quite sort of hedonistic environment. You are, there is a part of you that the ego, like when you're saying I'm walking around with someone that has a level of status, there's part of you going, yeah, I'm feeding off that. That's quite intoxicating. That's quite exciting to be with someone that has that level of status. And whilst we're trying to claim our own part in this world, and while we're trying to work out what our status is and what our beliefs are, I think it's very seductive to be with people like that who you feel have it worked out or have a much more solid sense of self.
Mm,
And those people are, yeah, I think those people are very uh, uh, seductive. As I said earlier, I think it's you end up sort of following them. You almost become a disciple, and
mm,
you end up in a situation where you lose yourself
Hmm.
because the person that you're following around, and it doesn't have to just, I'm the analogy you used earlier, or the story you were telling earlier, is, someone has a certain level of fame, but there's also people now, definitely people in my life that I just they have a they feel like a much stronger sense of self. They feel like, in like Back to the Future, when he starts to fade in that photograph, because
Yes.
he's gone back and he's reinventing his past, and his mum's like, it's
Yeah.
getting to the point where actually she's not going to have him as a child in the future, so he starts to disappear from that photograph.
Yeah.
And I think that is part of it, is that as we are growing and have a very shallow sense of who we are and what our real values and beliefs are, we then find people, and I keep on doing this generalizing. I definitely have found people in my life as I've grown up, when I don't have a very solid sense of who I am, and I feel like I'm a bit empty and a bit faint in the photo, that I will follow other people who I feel are much stronger,
Hmm.
because they feel much more real. And I'm hoping that part of that will I will be able to take part of that, or
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
will I will be able to grow on the back of that. And I think it's about how healthy that relationship is, both with the person you choose to follow, but also, then how you enable yourself to grow in terms of that, is how healthy your relationship is with yourself.
Yeah.
Because I know for me in the past, I've completely got rid of me. I've literally disappeared in the photograph, because that's the easiest way to be, rather than going, yeah, this person's really great, I'm just going to grow off them. I'm going to take a little bit
Yeah.
of what they got, and I'm just going to build myself. And it's only, I think that thing that you're saying about core beliefs and values, it's only in recent years that I've really been able to sort of nail down, right, this is what I believe. These are the values I'm going to live by. And when I was younger, it was so easy to be swayed. Someone intoxicating would come into my life, and I might think I'm a really good person, but it'd be like, well, I quite like them, and they're gonna I want a bit of what they got. So I'm gonna just gonna lose myself again for a few months or
Yeah.
years or
Yeah.
whatever it is, and I'm gonna follow them around, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my life intertwine with them. And it's only looking back now, and I go, right, my part in that is I gave up on me. I kind
Hmm.
of I kind of sacrificed what I really believed in, what my core values were or weren't,
Hmm.
because they weren't in stone at that point.
Hmm.
Um, and then enabled this person to take me wherever.
Yeah. 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 It's that's amazing what you've just said. Thanks for sharing that. Found that really great what you said about the photograph and how it fades out, and that's how it's symbolic of your sense of self.
Yeah.
It's a really good way of putting it. Um, it's a really good one. I really relate to what you're saying. Um, I what's come up for me is yeah, it's for me enabling. I can just this. What are we landing on? What this means to us? What we're trying to, about the whole. It's almost like conduct. Is that the right word? Do you think?
What, how you choose to conduct yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Right. So, it's almost like doing an inventory.
yeah,
That's the best way of putting it, right?
yeah.
So, to anyone that's unfamiliar, how am I, how do we relate to the essence of what an inventory is? I think that's more of an American term. Correct me if I'm wrong. Inventory, is it?
Yeah, could be, I don't know.
Stock take,
Yeah.
right? I need to take stock, of okay. So look, let me lay it out, right? So, um, let me write a list of all of the things that I feel are like the things that I need to do in my life, right?
Hmm.
Like you said, maybe that's core beliefs. What's important to me? What are my core key principles? This is kind of what an inventory I would say is to me anyway, or a stock take is what's important to me? What do I value? What are my needs and wants? Right? What are non-negotiables? And am I in line with those? Am I following those? Am I living those? Am I breathing those? Do I apply them, right, to the best of my ability? And then, has anyone listening, have you ever actually taken the time to ever do that? Right now, I never in my life had done that until I entered Act Two that I always talk about. You know, Act One, formative years. Act Two is okay. I need to maybe do what I'm saying. I need to let's lay it out. Let's have a look in my emotional stock room, right, and see what's in there and see what's not in there. More importantly,
I was going to say lots of empty jars. Yeah, yeah.
exactly that, right? And what maybe the reason I never done that is because I was too scared to do it because I kind of knew deep down that there's not a lot in there, you know. And you know, my emotional, spiritual. I always say this. I think I wrote about it. I think it's something along the lines of my emotional, spiritual um, um, sense of self was about as barren and as empty as my fridge at that time in my life. You know what I mean? Just might add half a slug of milk in there or something and make a cup of tea one morning or something. But other than that, it was barren, empty. So that's a metaphor there for life. So um, I need to take stock. Where am I at? Where you at, people? Where am I at? Where am I at? And it's really easy for me to do it now because I've been through that process so many times, you know, of taking stock, taking inventory, you know. Where am I? What's going on? What have I got? What haven't I got? What do I need? What do I not need? What would I like? What do I know I don't want? I need to sort of maybe lay it all out. Do a fucking flip chart if you need to.
Mhm.
Do a spreadsheet if you're that sort of person. Just write about it, journalize it, talk to someone about it. If you've got a partner, maybe both do it if you've never done it. Talk to each other. This dude, Dave's rattling on about freaking some sort of inventory. Should we do it? Yeah, all right.
I love that thought. Yeah, I'm just going to get the flip chart, love,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna get some different color pens, and we're
Make
gonna
it sexy if you have to. Do you know what I mean?
every value you give me, I will take an item of clothing on.
Yes. Now
There
we're
you go.
talking.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. This could turn into, you've got to make it fun, right? Because it doesn't have to be all boring and freaking serious, right? So what can we call this? Naked flip chart. No, what strip
strip
inventory.
strip inventory.
Strip inventory. Here we go. This is a new thing, people. Strip inventory. Right.
Okay.
So for every um what would you call it on the inventory? Every element. Would you call
Every
them elements?
values,
Values.
every
Perfect.
value. Yeah.
Every value that we list. Let's do a list of values, right? Right. Do it with your partner. This is a good one. I think we're on something here. Right. So values. Give me a value, Ben. Come on, think of some.
Kindness.
Kindness. Okay. So write down kindness, right? Two columns for
Hmm.
him and her, or
Hmm.
him and him, or her and her, whatever. Right. Um, and it's kind of like, are you displaying it at the moment? Yeah, you've been really kind to me. You got me that thing the other day. Great. Tick. Keep your clothes on. Right. Her turn.
Okay.
Right. To matey, or
Yeah.
to her, or they, or whatever. Right, okay. Have you been kind? No, you was a real fucking dick the other day. Do you remember? It's like, oh yeah. Accountability is important, people.
Hmm.
Accountability, right? This isn't going to work if you can't fucking take accountability. Hands up. Yeah, I was a dick. Right.
Hmm.
Take your fucking pants off.
You're going straight for pants. You know, like
We're
wouldn't just do
no
like a left sock or something.
American pants.
American pants. Okay.
So trousers off if you're in
Yeah.
the UK, right? So now you just stand there in your freaking pants if you're wearing them. And that's British pants, not American pants. Fucking hell.
I like the way that this is going towards a certain level of vulnerability as well, because as you're opening yourself up, you're becoming
Exactly.
more and more,
Exactly. Now,
transparent and naked.
I did this process with a very tough Glaswegian. When I first sort of learned this, I did it with a very tough Glaswegian he- heterosexual, very masculine guy, right?
So I'm now picturing you doing this process,
No,
standing naked with a flip chart, and this Glaswegian guy having a real go at you.
we didn't do the naked part. We didn't do the
Okay.
strip part. We just
All
did
right.
an inventory. I laid out all my
Mm-hmm.
values, core beliefs, all of that. We laid it out. We walked through it, talked through it. It's a freaking beautiful process. Beautiful. In all seriousness, it's really fucking helped my life. It's helped me. And it's helped everyone and everything in my life externally, not just me internally, but externally. It's enabled me to process on a deeper level, to get past all the bullshit, take the mask off and get real and go, right, core values, core beliefs. Where am I at with that? Let's start working through it. Right now, if you bring in the strip part, it, it can have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna probably introduce this into the mix at some point in my own life to see how it rolls. I'll report back
Okay.
because I think this could be pretty cool.
Well, if you're in some form of partnership, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not saying you go and do it
I
in like
wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do
de
it with your therapist or your.
definitely not do it in. There's a lot of yeah. Just I'm being clear on this, right? This is safeguarding disclaimer. Do not do it with anyone you do not trust or feel safe with, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it has to be in private space.
Yeah, strip inventory. It's a new
Yeah.
thing. We've got to get this going. Is this bad? What I'm trying to encourage. Is it bad?
I think if if either of us wanted to ever be couples therapists, I think it's definitely quite innovative. Um,
That's the new age.
it's the
New
new
age
age.
therapy, isn't it?
Well, it's back on the beach with your
Yeah,
naked buttocks, aren't you? So
yeah. I'm
your
not down
wild
with this.
swimming.
Not down with this new age fucking tech, fucking AI therapy bollocks. But I think they need to bring this in. If you had a choice between
Mm.
that and this, what would you do?
What between strip inventory and
Yeah,
AI? Yeah,
yeah.
strip inventory. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Anyway, do you feel like we need to run through some examples of some core values?
Yeah, we can do. It's interesting. I've been listening to Brené Brown's new. She's got a new book out called Strong Ground.
But it's going to say
Strip,
strip.
strip, strip inventory. I mean, we're just taking it off that. Strong Ground, and it's all about she does all that work with leaders and organizations, and she talks a lot about these core values
There you go. Yeah.
and this idea that really you should be able to narrow your values down to two.
Oh, okay. What are they?
um well, the two I've landed on is kindness and honesty.
Oh, so she's whatever it is.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just
no, so
right.
whatever you decide, so
Okay.
she's what she's saying is she goes into organizations
Mhm.
and you can sit there and an organization, I don't know, if you sit in a board meeting and there's 10 people there, I mean you could end up with, I don't know, loads, like 50 values, couldn't you? And what
Yeah.
she's saying is, what is the core values that you are going to have as a company? And she says all the big, really successful people, they can they can definitely narrow it down to two, and quite a lot of them will just, this is my value, this is what I'm sticking to. So and she talks about people leading through fear and shame, which is quite a lot of people
Of
are
course. Yeah.
sitting in their own shit, aren't they? And they're not
Mm.
they're not prepared to do any work around what it is that makes them tick. And they're just enabling a sort of toxic environment because all they really want to do is control,
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they haven't got any control over their own stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was I was the listening to this, and for me, my two values that I think I've sort of landed on are kindness and honesty.
Okay.
So for me, that is if I
You can
address,
keep. Are you doing it?
I'm trying to, I'm
Okay.
trying to.
You can keep your socks and your pants on.
Thanks so much.
For now. For
Yeah.
now.
All right. Thank you. So what that means now is that if I because what I found really interesting about what she was saying as well is that we talk about a work personal life sort of disconnect, like
Mm.
the work life balance sort of thing.
Yeah.
But bottom line is if those are your values, they're going to permeate each area. So you
Yeah.
can't just be kind and honest at home without being kind and honest at work. You can't live a different set of values in
Yeah.
just because you've gone to work or just because you've gone home
Of
and you're with
course.
with other people.
Of course.
And when you watch people whose values are really poor and they've not really thought about them and they're living in a more chaotic, messy way, then you kind of assume that their personal life. I'm going from people obviously I work with at the moment, but if I'm kind of assuming that if they're being crap at work, they're going to be being crap at home as well.
Hmm.
So there's an unhappiness there.
Hmm.
There's a shallowness. There's some holes. So yeah, I think for me going forward, it's like right, okay, if I'm saying kindness and honesty, the two things I want to live my life by, then every decision becomes much simpler in a way. It's
Yeah.
like, right, do I do this? Well, does it fit with this value?
Yeah.
Am I being honest? Am I being kind here? Yeah, okay, I can go forward
Yeah.
this. I'll keep my pants and socks on. Um,
Yeah.
if I'm not, if it's troubling me and going, actually, I don't think that's a kind decision, or I don't think that's an honest decision. I'm not being honest with myself. I'm not being honest with other people. Then there's something amiss here, and I probably need to
Yeah.
change it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's really important that we enable ourselves to be really strong in how we live our lives by having a really clear set of values and beliefs that we're going forward.
Yeah. And that requires an inventory
Yeah, yeah.
because how are you gonna like? I was taught. I don't do it this way anymore, but I was taught by the guy that I said, he's one of my, he's one of the great people in my journey. He's a real tough Glaswegian Scot,
Mm-hmm.
Scottish, worked in a drug treatment centre, really tough guy. And I engaged in a process of sitting. He kindly, you know, I wasn't paying him. He kindly sat with me and helped me map it all out and teach me how to take stock
Mm-hmm.
of my core principles and values and beliefs. And he really helped me early on in my journey of self exploration, self examination, when I was ready to do it, right? When my motivation was there to do it. And he taught me well, right? And I don't do it in the same way anymore, but he laid down the foundations for what I needed to do, the process, the principle, the essence of what it meant is, you know, where am I at? Check yourself before you wreck yourself, people. All right. That's what it's all about. That is what the inventory, self examination, self introspection process is all about. Check yourself. I'm trying to spit bars there.
Yeah, I was going to say you're going to start rapping. This could get
Before you wreck yourself, you check
okay.
yourself before you wreck yourself, right?
See, how did you know? I know at the point that you probably met him, you were probably quite low. You were probably at some sort of bottom.
I was sucking my thumb,
Yeah. If
metaphorically
yeah,
speaking.
like I guess this is how do we know that we've met a healthy enabler as opposed to an unhealthy enabler? And what is it about him that meant you went, oh, I trust him?
Well, he didn't try and get me to take my socks and pants and all my clothes off just because I didn't have a lot of values.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
Okay.
what I mean? That could have been a totally different outcome.
That really could have been, yeah.
You know, right, come round my house, Dave. Yeah, uh, you know, I've got the candles lit, lighting's low. We're gonna do strip inventory. I'd have been like, hang about, what? What's all this about? None of that, right? I just my two my two things, my two values, un, like non-negotiable are
Hmm.
integrity and authenticity.
Hmm.
Right? That's what I usually lead with.
And do you think he had those?
Yeah,
And how did you know that?
because the proof was in the proof was in what had been laid out before I engaged with him. I
Hmm.
had a lot of people that said, "This guy,"
Yeah.
yeah. And now I'm that person that I get people coming to me saying, "This guy," about me
Hmm.
for the same reason of the same values, you know, authenticity and integrity. When people engage with me, they know they're gonna get what they see is what they get.
Hmm.
Honesty, right? And the integrity is there. Honesty. The double whammy.
Hmm. So really, your word could just be honesty.
I mean, honesty is absolutely just all we need
Yeah.
because kindness, if you're a good, honest person, kindness is just is a byproduct of it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're just gonna feel really, you got a good karma, and life is really good. That's been
I,
my experience.
and I get, you know, when you like, I'm guessing this guy was like that. I mean, I'm guessing this,
It
when
wasn't
you,
perfect. It wasn't perfect.
but there was an honesty to his imperfection. He wasn't
Yeah,
pretending to be perfect.
because
That's
he's
what I mean.
he's because he's doing what he's practicing what he's preaching.
Yeah.
That's the key to this. Practicing what he's preaching. There's too many fucking charlatans out there. Fucking subscribe to this, pay this. Oh, if you do this, this can happen. All right, what are you doing behind closed doors, mate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's have a look. You want to know if someone's fucking walking it? Go and stay with them for a weekend. You'll soon see if they're walking it.
Mm.
All right, now it's like you gotta walk it. You gotta live it. You gotta breathe it. Right? I wouldn't dare to be in this space of talking about all the stuff we talk about if I wasn't doing it. That's fucking fraud.
Yep.
That's fucking false economy. That's bullshit. Disingenuous. It's what's all that about? You know? So inventories, taking self examination, self introspection, check yourself before you wreck yourself. That process is so integral to a skillful, healthy outcome in your life. And if you start doing that process, you know, just start writing, man. You know, what's going on for me at the moment? Where am I at? And then bounce it. It's really hard to do that process. You need to, it's almost like, this is why it's good to do it with someone else who you trust, who you feel safe.
Yeah. And I guess I'm just trying to pick at that because I know that in the past, have found people that I thought were safe, but turned out to be unsafe. I think in the past, I've always thought, oh, I'm good at judge a character. I can, or this person's all right. And then actually they lead you down a path that you didn't think you were going down.
Yeah, it's
So,
common. I've had that as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to, in terms of people taking what we're talking about as a way forward,
Mm,
how do they avoid the charlatans, the people that aren't safe?
don't
And
give them
it's
money.
don't give them money.
That'll
Yeah,
help. That's the
yeah,
starting point.
yeah, yeah.
Because if someone wants to give their time freely, I mean, look, you got to be careful because there's a lot of nutters out there.
Mm,
Um, So I don't know, it's tough, man. I think what I was taught is, what have they got? And what's my motive behind that? What am I looking for? This is the only question you really need to start with is what am I trying to achieve?
Mm,
You know, do I just want to be happy? Okay, so who looks happy to me? That's a starting point, you know? If you want shitloads of cash and that's what you're into and that's what you want, okay, well, look around. Who's got shitloads of cash? That's a starting point. And maybe lean into them and see what's in it for you and see if they can mentor you and
hmm
teach you the ways of getting shitloads of cash. Yeah, but if you just want to settle for, I just want to be content and happy, man. Just want to have peace of mind and feel really kind of zen, then a good starting point is like, look around. Who's zen? Who really appears to emulate it and seems really content? And then explore cautiously with discernment, if you've got it. Ask questions. How are you getting this zen-like quality? Oh, smoking the marijuana, man. Ah, okay. Well, cool. If you want to do that, go and that's the answer. Go and do it. But if you're looking for a different kind of zen, then it's not rocket science, man. Do you know what I mean? But it's really hard because, like I was saying earlier, it's your environment. You'll be a
mm,
byproduct of your environment. If you want to hang out with a bunch of, you know, if you want to go down the Gothic route, go down Camden Market. You know, maybe if you want to, wear the crocodile loafers and all that, and aspire to get the Lambo and that, hang out down Bond Street. And rub shoulders with some people.
hmm
Learn, ask questions, listen. I'm being serious about that. If that's what you want to do, go and do that. You know, if you want to go and build houses for a living, doesn't it make sense to go and be an apprentice to some builders, get on a building site and start at the bottom and work your way up? Learn how to build houses. You're only going to be able to learn how to do that. Saying that, you can do that on a lot of streaming channels now. A lot of people build their own houses doing that. But that it's still the same process. It's guidance.
Yeah,
We need to bounce stuff.
it's about finding the right teachers, isn't it? So I guess
It's
that's what I'm getting to is how do
mm,
you find the teachers that are gonna teach you the right stuff, the
it's
good
hard.
stuff? Yeah, no,
It's hard. Yeah,
it is
yeah.
hard, and I think if it was that simple and straightforward, more people would be doing it. If
That's
there weren't more people out there who
mm,
were trying to do things for gain,
mm,
who weren't who if more people were egoless,
yeah,
yeah, if more people weren't in it for the cash or for the
mm,
fame or for the adulation or for the kickbacks, then
glory.
yeah,
Mm,
then it would be, you know, there's not there's not a huge amount of people that are doing it for nothing.
mm, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's why I think it is difficult to find those people.
I mean, a good starting point would be, if you're in a partnership with someone, this is why I was kind of half joking but half being serious about strip inventory. If you're in a loving, trusting partnership with a beloved, a significant other, and you
Mm-hmm.
feel there's a level of safety and trust and love and kindness and all the good stuff, integrity and the authenticity that we're all looking for within that partnership. I don't know, is it inappropriate to maybe that's a starting point to dare to sit down and do a joint, you know, stock take together of like, or do we even need to do that? What do we want out of life? What are we trying to
Mm.
achieve? Let's journalize it, man. Let's write some stuff down and confirm. Let's make notes. What are our principles? But in theory, you should have done that before you got married, or in theory, that's the starting point, right? It's like that's one of the conversations you're having is like,
First
yeah,
date. Yeah, let's get your journal out. Right.
what are my values? What are your values? What's important to you in life? What's important to me in life? Maybe you don't even know, and then you've got married to someone, and then you realize that you're both just enabling each other to be fucked.
Yeah, yeah.
you know? So I say to those couples, anyone out there listening, get Friday night on, right? Stay in, get your books out, set the scene, all right? You know, it's up to you how many layers of clothing you're going to wear, how many garments. The more you put on, the more you got to take off.
If you're not living your life honestly.
And then get into it, you know? Okay. Values. What are you, what are you doing and not doing? And let's engage in a process of self exploration.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a tough one. I don't think it's not for us to actually say where you get that person from. I know how I did it.
Mm,
And the only way all I can do is it worked for me. If it works for me, it could work for you. But what's right for me might not be right for someone else. But for me, I was at a place in my life where trust was not a thing. You know, I had to build the trust within myself and of other people. But I was at a place of like desperation, of like, I need to do something, otherwise I can't go on. And I turned to support groups and people within those. And they were all living a life so far removed from the one I was living. They were happy,
mm-hmm,
they were thriving, they were honest. There was a level of authenticity and integrity and humility on the most part.
mm,
And that was really, really, really attractive to me at that time. I needed that. It was safety. There was some refuge there. It was a safe place where I could land and process what just fucking happened for the last 20 odd years.
yeah.
And it was within that space that I could then figure out, right, so who I could ask questions, you know, who you know, because the same thing kept coming up that I need to do some work on myself. You know, there's a saying, isn't there? There's only one thing you need to change about yourself. Fucking everything. Now, I don't agree on that. I'm not a fan of that saying.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of qualities. I'm not that fucked. I'm just a little bit lost. I need to do a bit of work.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But I get what they're saying. There's a lot going wrong and I need to do some fucking inventory on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's plenty of support out there. You just gotta it's a lottery. You just gotta go out there, but you gotta buy a ticket to fucking win the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got a ticket or are you just blindly fucking thinking you're gonna win the lottery without even buying a ticket?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I don't know what else to say really.
No.
Got anything?
I'm fully enabled, I think. Now I'm fully enabling myself, so I feel good.
Do you feel
So
like we've captured the essence of some of what enabling could be or is? Do you feel?
yeah, I think so. I think so. I think it's a really interesting one. It's a really interesting place in terms of how we allow ourselves to do things and how we allow others to do things to us. And I think there is so much to unpick there
Mm,
that I think we've done a bit and we've got to a point, but I do think it's a place that you could, or a word that you could spend quite a long more
mm.
time dissecting.
I think, yeah, I agree. I think that like I said earlier, it's almost like a second part to this episode, this topic, and it's boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And we've just covered that one, letter B, a couple of episodes back. I think they're interlinked
Yeah.
because when you start to get into the whole concept of using healthy boundaries,
Hmm.
then enabling starts to change. Like the whole whatever however you relate to what enabling is to you, maybe we've captured some of that in this, and maybe you can relate to some of that to your own lives if you can do that, I'm not sure. Or you've just listened to us go on about it and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. But like I do believe that for me, when I started to do that process of self-examination on what this means to me, and how
Hmm.
I've enabled myself to be lost, and didn't really have the coordinates to get back to my true sense of north, and how I'd been at the mercy of other elements enabling that to flourish. It's no one's fault. There's no blame. I can't point the finger at any particular people saying of course I could get into that and say, well, they did this and, it's the system and, societies, mate, it's like, no, that's just being a victim. That's victim fucking mode. Fuck that. I'm not going to do that anymore in my life. Did that for too long. It doesn't get you anywhere. Didn't get me anywhere. So self-examination actually illuminates the victim part that I'm fucking in this bullshit headspace ideology. That's one of the core beliefs that I'm a victim. That's one of
Hmm.
my core beliefs. I'm a victim. This shit stinks. Everyone and everything is fucking me over. I've been had, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
That's one of my core beliefs.
yeah.
That I lived with for fucking too long, man. So inventory illuminated that. Fuck. All right, so that's got to go. And then you can start to move in the right direction, man. You know. But I believe the reason I'm saying all this is because when I start to look at that and get closer to the truth of the matter, um, I learned that boundaries is part of it. I
Hmm.
need to have healthy, kinder boundaries with how I conduct myself. So I don't enable the old dysfunction to continue to perpetuate and create a fucked up result. The end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's really yeah, I like that a lot. It's a really nice way to end.
yeah.
So
So,
thank you for that. That was, yeah, really enjoyed those words.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool. Almost poetic.
Yeah, yeah. I am my own dysfunction. I need to stop sabotaging myself.
Accountability, always.
Yeah.
Get real. Just
Yeah.
get fucking real, man. Get real. Get help. Get well. T-shirt slogan will be available soon at thevelvetrevolutionpod.com. But look, on a serious note, if you do enjoy these, man, you get a lot from them. Please, we love reading shit, man. We might not get it straight away because I don't know, you might have got a whiff that, but I speak for myself. I'm not exactly, I've got a life, man. I'm doing other shit, but I will endeavor to read stuff and we'll always shout it out, man.
Yeah.
We want you lot to be part of this journey that we're on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And please, please, if you feel compelled to, if you know anyone that you feel could connect to any of what we're saying, it might just be one part. Share it, man.
Yeah.
Pass it on. Pass on the love.
Join the community.
Yeah, man. All right, Mr. Rice. You
Okay.
okay? You okay?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm good. You?
Yeah, feel good. I'm excited for today. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day. I'm gonna feel like I'm hungry. I feel like I'm gonna eat some good food.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's a big part of my well-being is eating good food, wellness.
Yeah.
You, what are you up to?
Yeah,
You,
I'm gonna have a quiet day today. I had a
you,
loud day yesterday, so
you're gonna slide off that chair onto the sofa, put your feet up, get horizontal, and just
yeah, just
get.
try and
Can you watch that film?
which one?
Can you go and watch that film,
Oh,
please?
still, yeah, I might go and watch that film tonight.
And then we can talk about it on here.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I watched an amazing film. It's Leonardo DiCaprio's latest one,
yeah,
PTA, Paul
yeah,
Thomas Anderson,
yeah. I really want
Le-
to see that,
legend
so I
of
might go tonight, depending on how awake I am and how alive
uh,
my shoulder is.
Viva la Revolution. It's a good
And
film. If you haven't seen it, people, go and watch it. It's pretty nutty.
yeah,
All right. Okay.
yeah.
Uh,
Right. Have a
I mean,
great Sunday.
yeah. Why not do oh no. I was gonna say, yeah, no. I was gonna say, yeah, I'll leave it. It's just to do with strip inventory. I feel like we're onto something. I feel like we need to
Get the
keep bringing this
copyright.
back.
Yeah, get the
Yeah.
copyright sorted.
Right. Okay. Till the next time.
Till the next time, have a great week and take care of yourself.
Thanks, and you. See you later.